This tweet is from Tom Pelissaro. So he has end of OTAs, question mark, NFL Players Association working to finalize a proposal to overhaul the offseason as soon as 2025. Would eliminate voluntary on-field work in the spring in favor of longer training camp ramp up with players reporting in mid-June to early July. That is according to sources. Let's welcome in Sam Monson from Pro Football Focus, co-host of the PFF NFL show. Sam, can you see that happening? I definitely could. I would even take it a step further and say that's probably getting you a step closer to an additional regular season game.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a step somewhere along that pathway to the additional game. I think the problem is there's a bunch of NFL players that are not going to like this move, that don't like training camp, that's the thing that's most objectionable to them in the NFL sort of offseason calendar. The voluntary workouts at this point in the season, so a lot of them don't show up to anyway, so it's not a big deal for them. I think this is the problem that the NFLPA has, is that they are catering to just too wide a spectrum of people. They're trying to cater to rookies, to young guys who are, showing up to these things. And they're also trying to cater to the old established veterans who want as little off-season program as humanly possible. It's a tough, it's a tough sort of constituency to pull together and create one coherent strategy.
Do you eventually think the 18 games? I would tend to believe it does, because it's a boatload more revenue, and that means salary cap goes up. That means players get more money. So eventually, it's probably going to be 18 games.
Yeah, I think so, for a couple of reasons. Number one, the NFL owners want it, and they're just always in a better bargaining position than the NFLPA is. It's easier to pull together 32 billionaires who, broadly speaking, want the same thing than it is to try and pull together 3,000 players who want a variety of different things. But number two, they have bargaining chips. They can say, okay, we want this 18-game schedule, and we're prepared to give you, some concessions. We're prepared to get rid of a preseason game, which they will happily do, I think, at this point. And they can also add in an extra bye as well. So if you want to go 18 games, Joe Burrow has made this point repeatedly, that gets everybody a second bye week. And that potentially gives the NFL some more flexibility in terms of expanding the international slate of games, which I think is something else that they would want to do. So in a way, the concession that they would give up as part of the getting the players to agree to 18 games also puts them further along the road to just an ever increasing slate of international games as well, because of that extra bye week.
And that's even more revenue that'll be generated. It's another week of TV as well, and that drives the salary cap up some more for the players.